soldiers deployed onto the streets of Bangkok. The armed forces called on to help keep the peace after a day of rioting in which police failed to disperse anti-government demonstrators. Skirmishes continued into the night, the demonstrators refusing to back down, continuing to confront riot police.
Well, late in the night, police are continuing to release tear gas into the crowds. They're trying to push the protesters back to Government House, where they've been since late August. All day there have been these ongoing skirmishes between police and the protesters, and it doesn't seem to be over yet.
Earlier in the evening, police trapped protesters and our cameraman in the rabbit warren of streets surrounding Parliament. A car bomb exploded nearby, killing one person and injuring bystanders. It's unclear who detonated the device. The crackdown began just after 6 a.m, an early morning raid that caught the protesters by surprise. They'd stormed Thailand's parliament compound overnight, their second target in as many months. Hours before the new Prime Minister was to set out his government's policies, the protesters tried to blockade the entrances to the Parliament building. At around 6:20 local time, riot police moved in. Witnesses say dozens of tear gas canisters were fired into the crowd. For some, the results were devastating. This man lost part of his leg in the attack. Another man with his back torn apart was seen limping from the scene. Others injured in the chaos were carried away. Many of the protesters were seen trying to wash the stinging residue from their eyes.
We will fight until we win, for sure. Not only me, everybody, you can ask everybody.
Senators who boycotted the parliamentary session came out to greet the protesters. They say the government has blood on its hands.
And all these people, they're here for one thing, because they love the country. They love His Majesty the King. So they have their own reasons, you know.
Police took about 20 minutes to break open the blockade. MPs began arriving for the parliamentary session about an hour after the attack. The policy speech went ahead as planned. Tuesday's clash surprised many. The Thai authorities had taken a softly approach in dealing with the protesters who stormed Government House in late August. They accused the government of being a puppet of the former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, who was ousted in a military coup. The new Prime Minister is Thaksin's brother-in-law. He appears to be taking a harder line. Any hopes of a reconciliation between these two sides now seems unlikely. The protest leaders are condemning the attacks. Riot police and now the army remain on standby. It seems nothing is resolved here in Thailand. Selina Downes, Al Jazeera, Bangkok.